lecture we'll learn about the computer network. Now, computer is a device. When we are connecting two devices or more than two devices, that connecting part is called as your network. That means we are connecting to more than one computer or more than two computers in a single network, and that network will perform as a parallel network to the computers. So in this type of network or in this type of link, we can share many devices with each other. Now, computer network is a group of devices connected with each other through a transmission medium. That means whenever we are required to connect the devices, we require to connect the devices with the wire or the Bluetooth. Now in our case, in our phone case, we can access multiple Bluetooth in our phone whenever, but the condition will be your Bluetooth devices, that means your nearer devices should be reach between 1 meter, okay, 1 or 2 meter. So that can be done in your Bluetooth devices. So we are connecting two or more devices with Bluetooth. So in computer we can connect it two or more devices with a wired network, okay, that will be used by the cables. Then these devices can be computer, printer, scanner, fax machine, etc. Yes, whatever the accessories you are getting with the computer, that will be your printer, mouse, keyboard, then your fax machine, then your scanners, these can be connected with the computer through the wires, and that connection can be called as your computer network. And two or more system also can be connected in the computer network. The purpose of having computer network is to send and receive data stored in other device over the network. That means suppose one computer has some data and we want to access that data from that computer, and we cannot go there, we cannot access that computer. So we'll do one thing, we'll add two more systems in the network, and in that two system we can access that computer whichever we want to access. So through the network or computer network, we can access the data from anywhere and from any machines, so that the data can be transferred or can be accessed in any other location of a data. Then these devices are often referred as a nodes. Yes, when we are connecting two or more that each system is called as a node, because it is connected through the network. So each devices or each system can be called as a node. There are four basic components of a computer network. Yes, while doing the computer networking, we should consider the four basic requirement or four basic things when we are connecting the computer with each another. Now, what are the four basic computer? First is your sender, second is your receiver, third is your message, and fourth is your transmission media, or it can be a protocol. Now, with the sender is the owner of the information. Whatever the information you want to send to the receiver, that can be sent by the sender. So if sender is there and receiver is there, then the message will pass from sender to the receiver. So the sender will play most important role in the computer network, because without sender the data cannot be sent from one computer to another computer. So sender is the device that has the data and needs to send data over to the network. That means the sender will send the data from his side to the receiver. Then if the sender is sending the data, there must be a receiver to receive the data. So a receiver is the device which is expecting the data from one device to another, one device on the network. That means whenever the sender is live, that means your receiver should be live, because without receiver, whoever will receive the information. So the sender will play the most important role in the computer network, while your receiver is also playing the most important part of your network. Then the receiver can be the receiver can be a machine, can be a device, whatever it will be connected to the network, that can be. Then the next one is your transmission media. Now transmission media is a method which we are using to transfer the data from one computer to another computer. If we are having sender and receiver, we should know about the media or the method through which the computer can send the information among them. So in order to transfer data from one device to another, we need the transmission medium such as a wire, cables, radio waves, frequency waves, etc. That means, for example, when we are connecting through the GPRS in our phone, for example, when we are connecting our GPRS to the phones, at that time we are connecting the radio signals from the GPRS. So the GPRS gives you the radio signal, so that radio signal can access by your phone, and our phone will give you the location of your friend, or your current location can be accessible by this radio signal. So the transmission medium can be a wireless or can be a wire, and it can, if it is can be wire, if it can be wire, then it will be used a cable or radio waves or frequency waves. So the signals we can use for as a transmission medium. So the transmission medium is a method through which we are communicating with each other. Then the fourth one is your message. It is the data or information which we need to transfer. Yes, when we are having server, when we are having client, or when we are having the sender and the receiver and the transmission media, that time we should have the message, what type of message we are going to send through the network. So whatever the message, whatever the data you have to send from one device to another device, that message can be called as your data or the message passing among the system. And then if you are having all these types, then you must need to follow the protocols, that means your rules. Protocol is a set of rules that can be governed by the system, that can be allowed by the system, and that protocols we have to find out, we have to follow through the network, so that our transmission can be easier. So a protocol is a set of rules that are agreed by both the server and the receiver. Without protocol, two devices cannot connect it to each other, because with the protocol only we can connect two or three devices into the network. So but both or whoever is connecting the network, network should be network should be accessible by the protocol, and that should follow the protocol. So for example, HTTP and HTTPS are the two protocols used by the web browser to get and post the data to the internet. Now HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol, and HTTPS is S is for secure, that is secure HTTP, secure hypertext transfer protocol. Now both these are set of rules, and that rules says that when you are accessing data from the web browser, HTTP request and HTTP response, when you are taking any request from the user, that will be come under the HTTP request, or that is get method, and whenever you are getting the response for that request, that will be known as your response method or your post method. So for example, when we are searching for Facebook on Google, so Facebook is a request by the user, so that will be taking as a get method in the HTTP protocol. And when you are giving that request, when you are giving request to the server or the browser, that Facebook page we want, then it will give you the Facebook page, and that Facebook page is called as your response, and that response can be get by the post method. So similarly, SMTP protocol is used by email services to connect the internet. Yes, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, can be worked for the email access or email services by the internet. So these many types of protocols are available when we are connecting one or more system into the network. So when we are connecting one or more system into the network, that time we have to follow the protocol. That means set of rules we have to follow. Then there are many types of topologies or networks can be performed with respect to the data or with respect to the systems. When means, for example, when less systems are there, the topology or the network can be different. When large systems are required to connect it to each other, that time the systems the network topology can be different. So types of network topology. Network topology is your geometric representation of how the computers are connected to each other. That means the way which we are connecting the computer to each other, that representation or that geometric representation can be known as your network topology. That means when we are, for example, when we are drawing a network into the book or onto the paper, that will be your geometric representation of your thing. So that connection can be called as your network topology. For example, in your daily base example, blueprint of building, that blueprint is your geometric representation of building. So that can be known as your network topology. That means whatever the area you have in your building, that area can consist many things, and that many things are connected with each other, and that connection is called as your network topology. So the geometric representation of the computers are connected to each other, that can be known as your network topology. There are 5 topologies are available. First, mesh topology, star topology, bus topology, ring topology, and tree topology, or a hybrid topology. So first topology is bus topology. It is very simple because it is connected in a single line. So bus topology, as a name implies, it is connected in a series or in a single line. So bus topology is also referred as a linear topology because it is connecting in line only. So it is linear topology. In bus topology, there is a main cable and all the devices are connected to the single main cable. That means you can see in the image, one single cable is there, and with that cable many devices are connected. So that's why it is called as bus topology, because it is connected through a single cable or a single network. Then a host on a bus network is called as a station. That means each computer or each devices in a network can be called as a station or a workstation. Since all the data is transmitted over the main cable, there is a limit of drop lines and the distance a main cable can have. As you know, in bus topology, a single main cable is used. So there are limitations while connecting the nodes, while connecting the system. That means less number of systems can be include in this topology. When you have small network, that means only 2 systems, 3 systems, maximum 10 systems can be connected through the bus topology, because it is a single it is connected through a single cable. So our cable can be a short, and that time, and for that purpose our system should be less in this network. So advantages of bus topology: yes, it is a easy installation, it is a simple, because it is connected through a single line only or single cable only. So it is very easy, and the process of installation is also easy. Then less cable required than the mesh and star topology. Yes, only one cable is required to connect the system. So the cable's requirement is less with respect to the mesh and star topology. Then what are the disadvantages? Difficulty in fault detection. Yes, as you know, in one cable only the 5 systems are connected. So the cable gets down, your all 5 system gets down. And if once one system will get down among the among the 5 connecting devices, like which system goes down, that cannot be detected easily. It can be detected but it cannot be detected easily. So that's why the difficulty in fault detection is there. There should be there can be a time taking or time consuming thing. The fault will be detected. Then not scalable, as there are a limit of how many nodes you can connect with the backbone cables. Yes, as we are using only single cable, so the limitations of connecting the devices is there. We cannot connected multiple, or we cannot connected 50 systems in one cable. We can connected maximum 10 system in the table, so in the cable. So when we have to require more than 10 systems, more than 20 systems, that time we cannot use a bus topology. If the whole network goes down, it is hard to identify the problem. Yes, if your cable does not work, then your systems will automatically goes down and none of your system will work at that time. So in burst topology, it is simple, it is accessible, but it is required only a small number of systems. If you have large number of systems, you cannot use burst topology. Second one is your ring topology. Ring topology, each device is connected with the two other devices, that is forward devices and backward device. You can see in the example, your A device is connected with two devices, that is E device and B device. E is backward device and B is your forward device. So the two devices, each device can be connected with a two device, that is forward device also and backward device also. And with this connection and with this form of a structure, the topology is known as ring topology, because the structure makes the ring, because each device or each system is connected to other systems. So that systems, so the structure can be known as your ring topology. So there are two types of ring topology based on the data flow. That means whatever the data you are sending from one location to another location or from one device to another device, the with the type of data, your ring topology accesses the network. That means it is unidirectional or bidirectional. Now unidirectional, that means it is only one way transformation. That means only A can send data to B, B can send data to C, C can send data to D, and D can send data to E. So that will be known as your unidirectional data. That means only at a time only one device can send the data. But in bidirectional, both the devices can send the data. That means A can also send data to B and B is also can send data to B, also can send data to A. That means this is a two-way connection. That means A also send data and B also send data. So that is known as your bidirectional network. So a ring topology can be divided with the data in two types: unidirectional and bidirectional. Unidirectional, that means only one connection, that means only one way of a network. Only A can send data to B, B cannot send data to A in unidirectional. But in bidirectional, both the devices can communicate with each other. A also can send data and B also can send data to A. Advantages of ring topology: easy to install. Yes, it is easy to install. Then second, managing is easier, as to add or remove a device from the topology, only two links are required to change. Yes, whenever we insert a node into the ring topology, we have to connect that node with the two nodes, that is forward node also and backward node also. And when we are removing one node from the network, that time also we have to disable the link of forward machine also and backward machine also. For example, in this network, suppose we want to add F network or F system. So if we want to add F network, we can add anywhere, that is in between A and B can add, in between B and C it can add. So suppose we are adding the F network in A and B. So when you are adding F system, that F system can be connected, should be connected to the A also and B also, because it is middle, because it is median between the A and B. So it should be connected with that A also and B also. That thing only we have to consider. So that's why it is easy to install. Then disadvantages of ring topology. Link failure can fail the entire network as the signal will not travel forward due to failure. Yes, whenever the link, one single link will be failure, the entire network will fail, because if A is fail, A will not send the data to B, then B will not send data to C, C will not send data to D, and D will not send data to E. So if one system will get down, the whole network will get down, because the host is not present at all in the system. So one link will failure, the entire network will be failure. Then data traffic issue, since all the data is circulating in a ring. Yes, because each system or each device is connecting to the another two devices, so the chaos of data can be possible, because one link is enabled and one link can be disabled. So the data or the signal lost or the data traffic issue can be there in the ring topology, because each device is connected with the two link. So it can be possible the one link is working and one link is not working. So that's why the ring topology is is not capable of handling the data traffic. The third